Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. We're going to do a really fun, quick ab series that'll have you feeling the burn, or at least maybe a little bit of a glow. We're going to use the fit ball, the 9-inch diameter fit ball, to give us a little extra challenge as we move through some of the sequences. For now, I'm going to take the fit ball and set it to the side, but we'll use it here in just a moment. Make sure it doesn't roll too far away. We're going to start sitting on our sits bones, facing the one side of the mat. So in this position, the feet are going to be just out from the knees and the hands are resting with energy on the front of the knees. You're going to be sitting right on top of that bony part of your derriere, the sits bones. We're going to start by taking the chest, extending forward, finding a little bit of extension in the spine, and then exhale to tuck the pelvis, warming up and working on that spinal mobility. Inhale, pressing into the knees, taking your chest and the light in your chest, lifting up. And exhale, tucking the pelvis, curling the spine. Good. And inhale, beginning from the base of the pelvis, finding that extension up. And exhale, tucking the pelvis, curling the spine. Good. We're going to continue moving through the sequence. Inhale, up. And exhale, tucking the pelvis, curling the spine. Good. And inhaling up from the base of the pelvis, finding that light through your chest. And exhale, tuck. Beautiful. We're going to do one more inhaling coming up, then we're going to release the hands. We're going to exhale, curl all the way down and back, extend the legs out. Inhale, and exhale, curl. Rolling all the way up, transitioning into our next movement. Exhaling to tuck the pelvis, laying one vertebrae down at a time, and coming back to that starting position. Exhaling, curling up, tucking the abdominals, not using momentum, and lift, and exhale, tuck, and rolling back. Two more. Inhale, exhale, tuck, and lift. Relaxing the toes, do a little wiggle if you need to. And coming down and back. And last one, exhaling to tuck. Curling up. And last one, coming all the way down. And relaxing. Good. We're going to bring the feet up so that they're flat and planted right underneath the knees. We're going to take the hands and bring them down so that they're facing away from our faces. We're going to inhale here, exhale, curl up, reaching the fingertips away from us, and inhaling, coming back and down one. And exhale, curling up, and inhale, back and down two. And exhale, curling up, and inhaling, back and down three. And exhale, curling up, and coming back and down four. Good. We're going to do four more. Four, and down. And three, lifting up underneath the rib cage, feeling that engagement. And two, and down. And the last one. Good. Float the knees to tabletop. Reach the left fingertips forward, and then the right fingertips. And left and right. Thinking about pulling your rib cage towards your hips. It's almost like your fingers are sliding on a glass table and you're really working the obliques to crunch from side to side. And four, three, two, lift a little higher if you can, and one. Good. Come all the way back and down. Shake out the head and the neck if you've got a little tension going on there. Bring your hands right up to the top of your knees. We're going to move into the next part of our sequence. We're going to take an inhale breath in this position and sending a little bit of energy down through the hands and up through the knees. We're going to curl up. Now we're going to float both hands to the right knee, and then we're going to switch to the left and right and left for single leg stretch. Right and left and right and left. Good. Four, switch, and three, switch, and two, switch, and one. Going straight into crisscross. So taking the hands behind the head, Bringing your elbow to the opposite knee and working those obliques as we crisscross up and up and up. Good. Up. Switch. Switch. Beautiful. Think about bringing your ribs up to the opposite hip. Right here like origami. 3 more. Beautiful. And 2. Lift. And 1. And lift. Good. And come back center just to center ourselves. And come all the way down. You should be feeling the engagement now in your abdominals. We're going to step it up a notch. So take the legs now. Straighten them up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands right behind your right calf. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, lift up. And float the left leg down. For hamstring stretch. And 2. And 3. Now, if it's too much on your head to keep it up, you can always float the head down and continue the movement. But keeping that lift, feeling the abdominals engage, especially right beneath the ribs. 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. Good. Now we're going to go into the crisscross version of hamstring stretch. Bringing your opposite elbow to the opposite knee. Switch. Good. Switch. 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 4 more. 4. And 3. Beautiful. 2. And 1. Good. And coming all the way back and down. I'm going to roll up and I'm going to grab the fit ball at this point. So we've been working a lot of the upper abdominals. We're going to really focus on the low abs and the transverse at this point. So we're going to grab the ball, hold it with us, never miss an opportunity for a roll down. Bring it out in front of us, take an inhale breath, and exhale, curl down 1 vertebrae at a time. We're going to take the ball, we're going to scooch it up and put it right underneath our hips, just like this. Perfect. So what I want you to think where we place the ball is like if there was a plus sign between your spine and your tailbone and the 2 sides of your pelvis. The ball goes right in between, right at the center of that plus sign. We're going to bring 1 knee up to tabletop, stabilizing with our hands, energy through the hands into the floor. We're going to bring the second leg up to tabletop. We're going to start with a small movement, but it's really intense. So keeping your knees exactly where they are, take an inhale, arch your back over the ball. Exhale, tuck your spine, and push your knees up towards the ceiling. Inhale, arch your back over the ball. Exhale, tuck and lift. And inhale, arch. And tuck. Good. And this movement should be completely in your abs, not in your thighs. We're going to do 4 more. 4. And lift. And 3. And lift. And 2. And lift. Last one. And lift. Straighten the legs up towards the sky. Now I always like to leave my knees a little relaxed here instead of fully straight. When I'm relaxed, I find that I can engage my abdominals more instead of feeling like I'm powering through. So keeping the knees slightly relaxed, hands again down by your sides, providing a firm foundation. We're going to do the same movement, but now we have the legs, adding some extra challenge as a lever. So we're going to inhale, arching the spine, bringing the legs down as far as we can, and exhaling, tucking the pelvis, bringing the legs back up to our starting point. Inhale, arching the spine, and exhale, back up to start. Think of flattening your abdominals every time you exhale and tuck. It doesn't have to be a big movement to be effective either. Inhale, arch. Exhale, tuck. 4 more. and arch, and tuck. And I'll say if you don't have the ball, you can always put your hands underneath your hips, or a roller, or a towel, and do the same movement. 2 more, arch, and curl, and last one, arch, and curl. Beautiful. Bend both knees into the chest. Take a nice little assisted stretch here for the low spine. If you want, you can even go into a wide happy baby here and let the ball help you a little bit with some extra lift through your pelvis. We're going to bring the knees back up to center. We're going to bring them down to the ground again. We're going to lift up. We're going to take the ball out, and we're going to do a little additional exercise with the ball. So rolling back up into our starting position. This time we're going to roll down, and we're going to put the ball right in the middle of the rib cage. You might have to move around and find the right spot that works for you. You don't want it to be too high, then you won't get the full mobility of this next exercise, and you don't want it to be too low, or your ribs won't be supported enough for you to get the ab engagement. So start right in the middle of your ribs, and then find the position that works best for your torso length. What we're going to do is we're going to then release ourselves onto the ball, find a nice position here, make sure that our spine feels like it's nice and in alignment. We're going to take our hands, bring them behind our head. We're going to inhale and arch over the ball, exhale, tuck, and lift. Inhale, arch, exhale, tuck, and lift. So every time we arch, getting that full mobility of the spine, and then as we tuck, sliding the ribs down towards the pelvis. Open and exhale, rectus abdominis pulls and transverse pulls. Open and lift and open and lift and open. Lift and open. Lift. We're going to do 4 more. 4, lift, and 3, lift, 2, lift, and 1, lift. Gently bring your hands behind your legs and pull yourself back up to your starting position. At this point, like I said, you should be feeling the burn, or at least the glow throughout your abdominals. We've worked all 3 sets. We've worked the rectus abdominis, we've worked the transverse, and we've worked the obliques. Hopefully you've had a good time while doing it too. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.